there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy. Sorry, I was trying to get a little organized here. And I have a really cute, very, very simple card for you today. And now before I start, this card was not my idea. I cased it from a lady by the name of Rachel. And sorry, Rachel, I'm not even going to try to say your last name because I will just screw it up. But she has a blog on the wings of craft. So if you want to go see Rachel's card, that looks a lot like this one. Like I said, it's on the wings of craft with Rachel. But my card today is fast and simple because when you're doing Christmas cards, you need to whip out a bunch of them. I send out from 150 to 200 Christmas cards each year, and so I don't want to spend, I want to make a quality card, but I don't want to spend a lot of time on each one. So I'm going to use the Snowman Season. It looks like this. It's been around for a long time. Love the little snowman. And then it does have a coordinating punch. Whoop, let me turn it this way you can see. But we're not even going to use the punch today. And you can find both of these products in our annual catalog or on my online store. So I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. I'm going to use my Stamparatus today. Let me move everything so you can see it. And I'm going to use the base plate because the Stamparatus comes with a base plate. It comes with a foam mat. Now you need to use this if you're using photopolymer or our clear stamps. That's what you need this for. And then it comes with two plates like this. And I believe it comes with two magnets, but I don't know where my other magnet is. I'm only going to use one. Then I have some of these grid papers. Now these you can buy. They fit the Stamparatus just right. I'm going to use one of those. I think it goes this way. And then I don't know if you've watched my videos before, but I also like to use a product called sticky grid paper. Now this isn't in my online store. Stampin' Up does not sell this, but I think if you have a Stamparatus, this is kind of essential. And I just bought mine. I believe these are from Amazon, and I found them in these little size, which is perfect for our cards. And what it is double-sided sticky grid paper. I'm going to put it this way this time. But I'm going to lay it in the center of my paper here like that. And then I'm going to peel off the other side. And now my grid paper has a sticky part that's going to hold my cardstock on there. So my magnet will hold my foam mat and my grid paper, and then my sticky grid paper is going to hold my cardstock. I hope that makes sense. And I have a piece of crumb cake here, and I'm going to just I'm going to try to get it straight on my Stamparatus like this, and then I'm going to just take a regular ballpoint pen and draw in the corner here where I'm going to put my paper, because if I want to do more than one, I just have to set my paper in that corner again, and everything else will be lined up, and I'll show you what I'm talking about after I stamp this. So then with one of my plates, I'm going to put my plate in here, grab my stamps, take my Merry Christmas and my little snowman, and line those up just where I want them. I think that looks pretty good. Looks pretty straight. Now let me grab my bone folder, because photopolymer stamps are kind of sticky. Both sides, this side and this side, that's going to stick to my cardstock. So I'm going to use my bone folder here to hold my paper down so it doesn't move. Although all I have to do is put it back up in this corner. And now I have my stamps where I want them. I have my paper where I want them. Just a little bit of Memento ink here. And I'm going to ink those stamps up. Now, the first time when you ink up photopolymer stamps, they usually don't get a good image. And that's what I like about the Stamparatus, because then you can just ink it up and do it again. So let's see how my image came out the first time. Not bad, but let's make it just a little bit darker. Let's ink those up again. And like I said, this is what's great about the Stamparatus, that if you don't like how dark they are the first time, all you got to do is lay it down there again. I'm going to use my bone folder just so make sure my paper doesn't move. And then looky there. Look how nice my images look now. So then I'm going to take my colored pencils, and let me show you which colored pencils I have here. I'm going to use these, and I'll tell you which colors they are as I color. But to be honest with you, Stampin' Up has 2 assortments of colored pencils, and I just throw them all in a box like this. Now, a long time ago, I found a printout that goes, well, it's supposed to go in a single case. This is like a wood case, but I don't know which colors go with which assortment because they're all just thrown in my box. I throw a blender pen in there because usually I use a blender pen with my pencils, but then they're all just right there where I need them. But I'm going to take my snowman here. Still, you notice on the Stamparatus I haven't moved my paper, and I'm going to color him good with my colored pencils. You have to bear with me just a minute. And as you know, coloring is not really my thing, so I'm not going to get fancy. I'm just going to lay down a little bit of color here and make sure I get my snow here. Get his face here. Okay, so that was white, Whisper White on the colored pencil for the snowman. And then this is Pumpkin Pie here for his little carrot nose. And then I am going to use some Old Olive on his little hat here. Whoops, I think I colored the wrong part, but that's okay. I think I wanted the bigger part in green, and oh well. Can't go wrong, trust me. And then with a little bit of cherry cobbler here, I'm going to finish his hat up. And like I said, I'm not getting fancy or anything. I'm just putting some color on there. You could get fancy and shade the colors together, get your blender pen out and do all the extra work, but I'm making fast, quick, adorable Christmas cards. There we go. So I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead, because to me the white color pencil over the black kind of dulls it a little bit. So I'm going to just ink up again my snowman here and put that ink right back over there. Now my cardstock hasn't moved, so he should go right back over the snowman again. And now look how bright and vibrant he is, because I was able to stamp him again after I colored him. Isn't that cute? Okay, so then if you wanted to make more cards, right, you would just make sure this is all straight here. You would take another piece of a crumb cake and you'd set it in that corner like this, and then you would just go again. You'd ink up your little snowman, and I'm not going to do it, but you can get the drift, right? So this is what's cool about the Stamparatus and Christmas cards. And now since I missed it going in, I just go back here and ink it up, and then I would go again. But let's go ahead and finish our card. Okay, so let me get my other plate here, because let's do the inside of our card. That grid paper really holds your paper in place. So for the inside of my card, now I like to have the fold or the bump of the score line on the inside of my card. I'm going to even lay it in that same pin mark that I have there, so if I did a bunch of them, I would know exactly where to put it. For my stamp set, there's a greeting here that says, "Hoping this season builds heartwarming memories." And I'm going to lay that right down. Does that look centered and straight? Close enough. Okay, get that second plate. I'm also going to take that little hat and I'm going to just lay it right here. And then I'm going to pick up both stamps. I have my bone folder ready, because like I said, it's going to be sticky and move my cardstock, but I'm going to hold my cardstock where I want it. Okay, everything looks good. Let's ink those up. Lay that down. I'm going to do it one more time just to make sure, although that looks pretty good. Of course, when you're stamping on the basic white, thick or thin, you get a really nice image because it's such smooth cardstock. And there you go. Okay, so let's color those. Now I don't think, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to go ahead and color them on this Stamparatus. I have a little bit of cherry cobbler again here for the berries on the hat, a little bit of that old olive for the leaves, or the holly, I think it is. I have here balmy blue, and I'm going to just give it a light touch here along the band of the hat. And then I believe this is, yep, basic gray, that I'm going to just color that little hat right there. And look, because I stayed in the lines, I don't even need to restamp that one. I'm going to just go, maybe do a little shading here, sorry, okay, with how it is. Just like that. Pull that up. Now these plates here, I would just go take and run them under the sink with some clear water, and that's how I would clean my stamps from my Stamparatus plates. Okay, we'll fold this one in half on that score line. Now this is thick, basic white cardstock. It's just your card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and then I've scored it at 4 1/4 just to make your simple card base. I have a piece of cherry cobbler here. Now that is 1/4 inch bigger, so this is 5 1/4 by 4. And now if you miss the measurements, you can go to my blog, becreativewithkathy.com, and all of the measurements are on there. Then I'm going to just take this. I just used a little tape runner on the back. I like the Stampin' Seal tape runner. Lay that down, a little bit more tape on the back of that. Lay that on there. And there you go. Just like that. Look how cute my little cards are. Thanks to Rachel for the idea that I ran away with. Here you go. Now you could get fancy if you wanted to. You could add some Wink of Stella maybe to the snowman. If you had some little sequins, you could add some bling on there. But I like the quick, simple cards. I think those are just adorable just as they are. There you go. So again, like I said, if you need the measurements, you can go to my blog, becreativewithkathy.com. I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday. Bye-bye.